In today's video, we make a start on Christmas, but not in the way that you would think. We're getting the house ready. We're making some changes. We're adding some little details here and there. We're making it cozy and warm for the upcoming Christmas season. We're going to be having guests staying, so there's lots to do. We're trying to insulate. We're trying to get things ready so that when the Christmas decorations come out, everything's good to go and I can just decorate and start to prepare the house and myself for Christmas and all the family and friends that we'll be sharing our Christmas season with. So stay tuned for the next few weeks as we get ready for Christmas. So this is the kitchen as was. If you remember, I did this probably early summer, maybe late spring. We don't renovate because it's a rental property. Anything we do is cosmetic. We've painted, we've added a few things here and there, but this has got to be the coldest house. There's no insulation, the windows don't fit properly, it's very old. Of course, there's nothing we can do about that at the moment. However, the things we can do: move the furniture from over the heat direction. So there's a vent underneath this cabinet, which doesn't matter in the summertime, but in the winter time it's a waste. It's warming the cabinet, so we have to move things from here to there. The living room is terribly drafty, so we're actually boarding up one of the windows, which is the worst because it just doesn't fit properly. We've tried insulating it, we've tried fixing it, it doesn't work. So we're doing what we can to the best of our ability, make it look cosmetically pleasing and try and make a difference to the heat efficiency in the house. I also wanted to add some high shelves above the window and across the corner. So this is where we're at, and this is what we're going to do next. So the cabinet's moved. We took the little thin one, as you can see, put that over the heat register so that the airflow is now into the room. These two cabinets are on wheels, rolled them both in front of the window, and these are the thrifted IKEA brackets for the shelves. These were 75 cents each from my last thrift haul, and they work perfectly. So I'm just going above the window and into the corner, and all I have to do now is try and find some. I was hoping we had some barn board, which would look perfect in the kitchen, or MDF. So I'm going to see what we've got and then pop out if I need to, so that hubby can make me some shelves that fit from the window to the corner and then from the corner back into the kitchen. So you'll see in just a minute. Okay, so I'm in the car, obviously. We're off to the next town over to look for some wood for the shelves. We had a look at home and we don't have any. So hubby's given me measurements and directions as to what to look for. So I am on my way, well, we're on our way, and we're going to go see what we can find. So off we go. So I was lucky at the restore. It was 50% off day, everything in the store. So I picked up this 5 foot length, which is perfect for the window. It was cut in half. I painted it with, this is Michael's paint. It's discontinued, it's quite old. It's chalk paint in the colour Cocoon. This piece, as I said, 5 feet, I think by 18 inches. So it was cut down the middle. So it was not about 9 inches each side. It was $12. I got it with the cut for $6. I gave it a quick sand and 2 coats of the chalk paint in Cocoon. Once this is done, I'm going to put it up on the wall and show you exactly how it looks. And here we have it for under $10. I've got this lovely corner shelf that is just off the ceiling. I love to have items on high shelves, especially in the kitchen, so I can display a few more things, and it's another place where I can put some Christmas greenery and some twinkle lights, and again, under $10. It really was a great deal. I built some shelves, I moved some furniture, I also created a little greenhouse in my back window. This window I filled with all the plants that I currently have at home. It's a great spot because it is just a sun trap, and it stays warm, and these plants do really well over winter because this is such a great place with all the natural light and the sunshine. And it's also lovely to be able to look out when it's snowy and everything's a bit grey, to have this lovely green window to look out of. I also added some little curtains around the garbage can in a lovely Christmassy tartan. I made a quick blackboard out of an old frame and some black chalk paints just for the winter season. I also changed the shelving that I had in the other part of the kitchen. I moved some things around and put my Christmas plates out, and again I'm going to be adding some greenery and some twinkle lights to this. I moved some items to my brick wall, which I also did earlier on in the year. That had just had the plates on it, but I wanted to cozy it up with this little shelf. And again, I've got some this was a thrifted item. I got these two little cast iron pancake pans, which are so lovely. I think I picked them up for $1 each while I was thrifting. And again, it's a nice little spot to have a little Christmas vignette, or year round to have a nice little shelf in the kitchen that's just to hold things decorative, and it's something nice to look at. It certainly breaks up this little brick wall that I created earlier on in the year. I also picked up these jelly molds. Now, they were 3 different shades of copper, she says. So I painted them all with one of my gold paints, and then just mounted them on the wall in the kitchen, changed out the artwork, and I'm really pleased. Again, Christmassy, it feels very Christmassy, the colours are perfect, and it's a really cozy look in that corner underneath the shelf. The biggest change came in the living room. I'd got the red velvet curtains up. I'd put a set up at the front window, and this is the back window, which was behind the couch. And as I was putting them up, I noticed how very drafty it was. When you're sitting on the couch, it feels cold, but the house is cold. When you're actually standing in front of it for 20 minutes putting curtains up, I realised how very drafty this window was. This is the contrasting fabric that I'm making and putting on the pelmets above the velvet curtains, because I don't have anything to match, and obviously I can't leave it like that with the different patterns. This window is drafty also, but it's not as bad as the one behind the couch. I did have to lengthen these curtains, and all I did was I just took the hem down and restitched it, because they were just a couple of inches short when I had them on the window, and I do like them to be on the floor, in fact touching the floor with a little bit, so that again it cuts down on the drafts. So I'm replacing the curtains and then just covering the pelmets with the material. So this is what we did with the other window. We covered it with a board and then painted the whole thing navy. What we decided to do was I was going to paint the whole room in this blue anyway, which was behind the fireplace and the TV wall. And when we found this board, and my husband cut it to size to fit this window, he just screwed it in. And I thought, we'll just paint it all the same, and with any luck, it'll look like a panel. Well, the board that we used was like this particle board, which had, you can see it's got like a weird finish on it. That wasn't the board that I wanted, but it was all the only board that we had. And to be honest, we didn't want to go out and spend a fortune on something excuse me, something to fit this window. So we used what we had, painted it the same colour as the fireplace and the opposite wall, and figured we'd just move the TV over and the fireplace and it would camouflage this boarded window and it would look almost like panelling on the wall. So this is the valance. I took the piece of material, it wasn't quite long enough. So what I did was I joined it in the centre, you can see here, and I just made it like a little pleated feature of it and joined the material so that there was a continuation in the pattern. And then I've measured the pelmet, I've put a little bit extra on the bottom and the top and pinned it into place. Now this is made of foam board and like a padding to give it a nice soft look. So with the pins, it just pins directly into it. This way, there's no glue gun used. And come the spring, when I change the curtains back, I can just unpin this and there's no damage done to the original pelmet. Now, because I had boarded up the other window, this allowed me to reuse the pelmet and the curtains in the dining room, and then it adds, and there's some continuity between the dining room and the living room. And the whole look with this lovely, it's almost like a brocade. It goes beautifully with the red velvet, and then I've added some really big chunky trim fringe to it, and it's added to that lovely cozy Victorian look that I was going for. So let's have a look now at the finished living room. You can see the pelmet above the main front window. This is the bow window, and I think it's a lovely contrast with the brocade, the trim and the lovely deep velvet red curtains. I will be painting the rest of the room in the navy. I'd left it with the two contrasting walls in the yellow, but I don't like it. I think it's going to look better with the whole room in the navy. There's still plenty of light. I was worried with boarding the window up whether there would be enough light, but there's still lots of light. Of course, with swapping the walls, I put the wall art that was beside the windows all on this one wall, and I think it just looks really lovely, and it also seems to frame the red couch. As you can see, I've still got the little lampshades in the original fabric, so I think I'll probably be going to be changing those out, but I haven't found any new lampshades yet. And then this is the wall that I am so pleased with how this turned out. You can see with it all being painted in, it's kind of, with the TV there, it's disguising it, but it doesn't look, I don't think it does. I don't think it looks ridiculous. It almost looks like paneling, and it looks intentional. It's warmed the room up so much with this window that is now, like I said, it was the draft coming through there was ridiculous. So it's made a massive difference, and it's certainly made the whole room feel so warm and cozy. And then into the dining room, again, matching curtains with the matching pelmet. Really pleased with how it turned out. Well, I hope you enjoyed my start to the Christmas season. This is how I decorate every year. I get the house ready, make the changes that I need to change around the house so that it's ready for family and friends when they come to visit. I know I'm later than a lot of channels with my decor, but I really like to get the house in order before I start my Christmas decorating, and honestly I love Christmas as much as anybody, but things have to be sorted out. I've got 3 bedrooms to sort out to make ready for guests that will be coming over Christmas. So the next couple of weeks I'll be going through that process, showing you how I'm decorating these bedrooms and getting out the Christmas decorations. I'll be upcycling a lot of Christmas decor to make it match my colour scheme for this year. So don't forget to look out for those upcoming videos, and come the end of the month we'll be getting out the Christmas tree and the greenery and putting up the Christmas decorations properly. So stay tuned for those, and we'll see you soon.